Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 is hitting champ select between Squid's Wards and Sparks Plugs, which the teams, I believe, have changed sides. Yes, they have. And there's also a team swap. Ravens swap. Ravens man is now in the top side where Ouchies used to be.
Oh boy, is that a mistake, or are they actually going for the role swap?
They actually went for the role swap. So that is a true fact.
Alright. I'm kind of wondering why they didn't do this in the first place.
I mean, when something so catastrophically fails game 1, there has to be rotations, sometimes map-wise, sometimes player-wise. So I think that's why we're seeing this, and I'm not sure if that's an actual Mordekaiser ban, or if they were just killing time.
Well, you're not supposed to do that for the placeholder.
Yeah, I know, but when was the last time somebody actually followed the rules? But it's happening, love! Zach gets picked finally!
Oh,
it's only been like 3 weeks of Elder League.
In competitive, you can get away with not always banning away the Zach. There's a lot more vision control. You have a better idea of where the jungler is. You gotta keep that banned in Elder League. You don't have the vision control you'd have from an actual formal team, and you're going to get punished so hard for just all the tools Zach has.
The problem is, like, look at their bans. It's Zilean, Fiora. We just saw what Horseman can do on that Fiora, and the other one's Corrin, who, if you give the Zilean, that actually is just right off the game. There's no coming back from giving Corrin Zilean. I think he's actually sitting on 100% win rate with Zilean across like 3 seasons. So it's just an absolute monster pick that you simply have to remove.
I mean, that's slightly exaggerated, but yeah, he's pretty insane with the Zilean.
I want our Ascension eSports stats guys to go back onto Corrin Zilean games and find out if there's actually been a Zilean loss from Corrin. Because I honestly don't think there has been.
Regardless, going to be banned away another day. And instead, we can see the Ashe Karma has been locked in. They banned Karma away last time in their second rotation of bans. This time, we're going to be seeing the Karma be picked instead. Bard has been picked pretty early on as well. A little surprising. Do want to see how Ouchies utilizes that to the fullest extent. And we see Lucian's been picked. Definitely nice. I like it a lot. So we're going all the way from blind picking Lux to picking Lucian potentially mid, or even flexing it to the bottom lane.
So far I kind of like it bot lane, because Ashe is very immobile. You have Bard. Lucian is a very crazy strong lane. If you land the Bard Q, you dash in from the Lucian, just blow up whoever you catch. Even if it is a Karma support, I still feel it's a pretty strong bottom lane engagement you have going on there.
I agree. I do think it's a little close in the 2v2, but in all ends, the Lucian Bard should definitely have a little bit more in the damage department, especially pre-6. Post-6, that changes quite a lot with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow opening up some fights. But before that, not a bad idea, and nonetheless, just picking it up at all, very nice idea for a flex pick. Lux, and then Urgot being banned away, and then Teemo and Aatrox being banned away. I'm really not liking how they're doing this. They really should just wait the extra 30 seconds for bans.
Yeah, eventually I feel that admins are going to actually step in and say something, but until that happens, as casters, I think I said this last week, we don't actually do anything, we just say words, so we're just kind of here for the ride, and I don't know. We're casters. Come on, man. What do you want from us? Well, it's like when you actually see people tweeting like Jat or like Sadokist or somebody like that.
What the hell are they doing? Are these placeholders? Okay, never mind. Alright.
But like I was saying, it's like when people tweet like Jat or Sadokist or like Henry G or somebody like that, and they're like, the audio's mangled. And then you just like sit back, they're like, they're casters, dude. They don't actually, they're not like us. We actually have to do our audio because we're just lowly amateur casters. But like when you see someone at a venue like IEM, LCS, oh man, it's so far removed from their hands.
So, we didn't really talk about this, but Annie's been locked in. I think Last Shadow got ahead. What the hell is going on? That's a Master Yi picked for the Darius matchup, and then Annie was blind picked beforehand. Wait, Master Yi in the jungle?
Master Yi is actually pretty strong in the jungle. You
right.
have a couple different build paths. You can go the full damage one, which I don't think we're going to be seeing just because of how survivable this blue side is. But if we see the Blood Razor into like Titanic Hydra and that style build, Master Yi is devastating. It's going to ruin Ash's day. It's going to ruin Talia's day. It could even really ruin Darius's day. And then you started talking about the Annie. And Last Shadow, also known as LS, the current head coach for Tempo Storm, Annie is the #1 pick for getting to like Diamond, I think he actually says, or Plat.
Oh boy.
It is very non-mechanical. You literally just press Q, E, R, W, and you kill somebody. Which actually, that's too many buttons to kill somebody. And you don't even have to move. You just flash every 5 minutes and press R. Like, it's probably the easiest champion in League of Legends.
So here's some issues I have with the composition.
Oh, the composition's pretty all over the place.
It is absolutely all over the place. This is very solo queue-esque. You do have a bottom lane that can definitely win that 2v2 and can set up ganks decently as well with the Bard queue. You've got a mid lane, blind picked Annie. I can't remember the last time we've ever even seen a mid Annie, not just in competitive, but really here on Ascension eSports. This is not really something we get seen playing, especially blind pick. I want to see how he plays out this laning phase. Hopefully you've been taking notes from Annibot. I know Annibot has been going a lot of points into Q and W and literally no points in E for quite some time.
Annibot also builds triple Mejais. So take some salt with these suggestions.
Take some salt. I am taking a moderate amount of salt currently with how this draft goes, and that may increase along with my blood pressure depending on how the game goes. And then Master Yi's locked in. This I can kind of understand. It was blind pick. It was saved until the very last pick. Kind of a surprise. All right, we know what their composition is. Let's go all in for this. What it does provide, it doesn't provide any kind of real gank pressure that a normal jungler does. But what it does provide is it's going to outfarm the hell out of Zac. He wants to get items, and he's not really worried about getting 1v1 invaded either. So there's definitely the potential there to kind of outfarm and outscale this Zac in a sense and just build up items. But there's just a ton of CC and a decent amount of peel and a decent front line for this Master Yi to have to get through first. He's really got to hope that his lanes just play safe, play back, allow him to farm, maybe get some really nice counter ganks in, because Zac definitely before his level 6 is definitely an all-in kind of jungler. When he elastic slingshots in, he doesn't really have escape tools to get him out. So if he gets caught unawares, misses the elastic slingshot, and then has an alpha striking Yi coming in from the shadows, that might wind up pretty bad for him.
The issue is Zac gets so incredibly strong later on in the game that I've actually seen Zac win 1v1s against the Master Yi. And it's hard and painful to watch, but it is the current reality that we live in. So I think letting the Zac through, which unfortunately, like we said, there really wasn't anything to be done about it just because of the champion pools that, you know, this team has. It's super rough, and it's going to be a super interesting turnout, I feel, just because of like what actually has to happen in this game.
On top of that, though, the Darius was blind picked. We weren't really talking about that just because there was so much other stuff going on, but Darius blind pick winds up not getting punished for it at all, not getting like something ranged or a Fiora or Camille that wants to fight him. It's into Gragas. Gragas, yes, can kind of farm safely, but with the Doran's rings being stacking being nerfed in the last patch, not the safest wave clear in the world anymore either. And Darius is going to be very happy going into that lane, because if he ever gets body slammed by the Gragas and there's no backup coming for him, he's going to go to town on that fat boy. Carve him up like a rum ham.
Like a rum ham. That is a reference to a non-family show. That it is. But we hit the rift.
If you get the reference, you're already non-family to begin with.
I am a doctor. I am as family man as it gets, good sir.
We're getting into the rift. No flashes are going to be burned level 1.
This time. Possibly. Possible. The level 1 does last for another, like, minute and a half.
Right? Somebody may flash in place. Master Yi may forget which button is a smite.
And by minute and a half, I probably meant like 30 seconds, because the junglers both hit level 2 very quickly. The mid laners hit level 2 very quickly. So.
Ooh. Where's that going to be starting? Oh god, level 1 trade.
Oh no, he took the...
He walked in there even though he saw the barrel. It wasn't in the brush. Oh no.
Yeah, but like, he didn't take any real damage. Plus he has the Doran shield, which is still super strong. And I'm kind of surprised Ashe didn't start the Doran shield. I feel like it'd be crazy useful heading into Lucian.
Something I do want to mention as well. Oh god. That Gragas has Thunderlord's AP and Magic Pen. That's not a tank Gragas.
There were people on Twitter and in Twitch that were telling Bjergsen to be trying out the full AP Gragas, apparently, due to the most recent changes.
I mean, I am a full supporter of the Woody Fruity strategy of start building a little bit of AP. If it goes badly, build tank. Uh-oh, here comes the 5 stacks. That's going to be a ton of damage.
Oh, huge stun landing onto Iris! It's a fair amount of damage. It is, however, Gragas, who does have health regen passive, so I'm not too crazy concerned just yet, especially pre-6, but it's definitely something to be thinking about later on. And another huge stun from Ouchies. Man. This bot's actually already doing...
They do win that 2v2.
This bottom lane pick is already doing much better than last time.
He didn't put a point in body slam. He put a point in his W level 2.
That's unfortunate.
What
it does have the red buff slow.
Oh my god.
Doesn't get the flash, but it saves some... What's the word I'm looking for? There's a whole lot of words.
Miscommunication? What?
I mean, it could be another situation where we have top laners that aren't quite used to playing the Gragas. I mean, we saw it last week.
I don't know, I'm just a little confused. Definitely maybe lack of experience with the champion, not going E level 2.
I mean,
a little bit of trading back and forth as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting. He did go for the damage reduction, which in a 1v1 is a bit more useful currently, because he's not really winning these trades. He's just taking a lot of damage for free. Whereas if you can mitigate any of that,
I mean, the easiest solution is just not trade with the Darius in the first place.
Hey, it's a lot of work, man. You have to, like, I don't know, path away.
Gonna have these junglers fight.
Red buff is available. Stretching strikes lands.
Oh god.
Goes back in, but it misses! A very quick ignite into not a whole lot of damage. Amazing is gonna be forced to run away soon, but this should be first blood. And it goes over to Amazing on that Master Yi. Probably the worst person to get first blood in this game if you're Squid's wards.
That was very strange. He holds onto his elastic slingshot because Talia pings she's on the way. Corrin gets there, and then he whiffs the elastic slingshot 5 feet away. And
is League in feet? I thought League was in meters or Teemos.
It's in freedom units only, preferably.
I don't know. We're gonna have to tweet Riot at that hashtag at Riot.
What the hell? He's got a 2-level lead. I know Darius backed after that first gank, but
there's a lot of
I'm wondering
minions
how
there.
much he missed.
Well, he's actually down 12 CS. But there's about 12 CS in this wave here. So as long as he can pick up a fair number of this, he should be fine. Unfortunately, he kind of just mangled that by using the Decimate.
I mean, wait, you got to see him use the Decimate?
I panned up there.
Oh, you panned up there.
I don't always use directed camera. Just
these are the things I'm not aware of. You might be looking at something different.
Just like 90% of the time, I use directed cam. But
this is why we need Scoop to be our dedicated cameraman.
Except that doesn't work, because then, like, we still don't... We'd be on directed camera, but he wouldn't be.
No, it's perfect. He streams him doing the camera work, and then we cast over it 18 seconds later after the stream delay.
Oh, you mean like professionally? We see a slingshot miss. Right. Master Yi's coming in with his red buff. He has the extended time. Alpha Strike. Not going to connect. Body. Holy moly, that's a lot of damage. Does get pulled back in. Horseman, though, buddy, I don't know if you want this. That heal makes he does. Now Talia joining the fray in the bottom lane. There's just puddles of blood throughout this top lane. But Horseman has to be careful. Body Slam's going to be up very soon.
Yes, something happened in this top lane. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but Darius should not be this far behind the Gragas.
Stun is available. Quarter Chick has Tibbers. There it is. Forces the flash. Tibbers is chasing under the tower. Gets thrown back, but that should be a lane given up, really. Corrin shouldn't be allowed to stay here. Amazing, though. There shouldn't be a passive available. Slowing up with that stretching strikes. Kind of looking a little funny there.
It's like a lot of these guys just pick their champions and are being completely Uh-oh. All in, maybe? Oh, he didn't go for it. That's surprising. He still got the level lead, and that would have been into a full creep wave. Ulting Darius away from tower might have been the good idea there, but decides not to opt for it instead.
Is level 6 now, so we should be getting a true 1v1 battle in the top lane now. Ultimates are available. Horseman, he's gotten that 5-stack, I think, twice now already. So I'll be curious to see if he can continue getting it. He is forced away, however.
This I don't like. I don't like the first item build we're going to be seeing from this Darius. He's building a Spectre's Cowl, which is normally, traditionally, you'd think, alright, kind of want to negate that magic damage, but he should be realizing very quickly, this Gragas is not building a little bit of AP and then tank.
Although, it could be Lichbane. Could be a Lichbane first item.
At the very least, Ashen is just so much damage. I follow a couple very famous AP Gragas mains, Woody Fruity and one of his friends, and they do love going for just Ashen.
Before you finish the sentence, how can two friends both be Gragas mains? Only one of them will be allowed to play at any given time.
Well, they just dodge if they both get in the game. I don't actually. I'm not quite sure. It's like how if Yasuo mains congregate, which one rage quits first? It's really hard to figure out.
What was that auto attack? It looked like it didn't connect. There's the bottle defensively. Horseman jumps in, gets the decimate and the head chop, but not gonna get the kill.
Very close. One more tick would have killed him, but that's now the flash burned by the Darius. He's not going to have flash now. He's building Spectre's Cowl first. But what you want to do against the AP Gragas, something that I've discovered. One of the most annoying things, not just for Gragas, but it definitely applies to him, for these AP burst kind of cheesier picks. You build a Hex Drinker first item, they don't really know what to do because they gauge their all-ins, really. Oh god, no flash and no mana.
No flash, no vision though. Amazing, not using the Alpha Strike. There it is.
He kind of messed that up.
Yeah, he flashes in and now he's dead.
When I say kinda, I mean he really messed that up.
Royally bungled it.
Yeah, he wing-wanged all over the place, and that was definitely not amazing what we just witnessed.
There could have been a bit more innuendo in the joke, but I'll take it for now. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow isn't going to land, but the Mantred Inner Flame does flash forced out. Iris is crazy low. Heal comes in, so does the Tempered Fate. Huge stun! Ouchies picks up the first kill for this bot lane. They should be able to keep going. The Inspire shield from Leona keeps her alive and out of danger. Talia's coming down, has the Weaver's Wall. We could be seeing... Does have... Oh, no mana for Relentless Pursuit! But Flash is all that's needed. Ouchies, you're kind of stuck, buddy. Corrin has slain the Bard. Definitely worth. Oh, Flash Tibbers!
Oh, missed the Tibbers.
But the Mantra Inspire, it landed onto Corrin. No knockup gonna come in. Oh! Punched in the back of the head by a giant itty-bitty teddy bear. Leona, what are you doing? Amazing. Wing-wangs all over her. See? That's how you make a wing-wang joke.
What? What was wrong with my wing-wang?
Raven throws down the body slam, now has to auto-attack his way out. Gets the flash. They're now flashless in the top lane. Ocean Drake coming down, and that's pretty big for this Gragas, I feel.
So the way these are being set up right now, both the rotations in this game and how the lanes themselves are going.
Oop, body slam in.
Back and forth. I don't know if he wants to keep body slamming in. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he can take that kill. Take that fight.
Was spicy.
Take that fight. Kill him.
He's gonna go. He's gonna go for it.
But now it's too late!
He's getting baited right into it!
He's gonna get... Oh! Body slam cancels out the elastic slingshot!
Oh my god!
Horseman is so low, but Amazing is down bottom. He can't get in this fight. It's a clean 1v2. But now Corrin's trying to get some damage down, gets slowed, throws down the Bard tunnel. Raven ends up surviving that 1v2. And everything calms back down to normal.
Very nicely played. I take back what I said before. Gragas has a definite idea what he needs to be doing. Maybe the execution itself could use a little bit of work, but the way he managed to throw that explosive cast, get the Darius into his queue, very nicely played. Makes him wind up winning that trade overall, and then body slamming the elastic slingshot afterwards.
Which, by the way, was completely blind. He had zero idea that Zach was there.
Just quick reactions. Very nice play. Oh, he misses the Q though. The ultimate's still available. He's got nowhere to go.
There's the 5th stack. Tons of damage. Raven's out of mana. He's kind of just going to run away.
He doesn't want to help.
But now Iris getting taken down. Oh no, there's the ultimate. Raven, you will not survive. Horseman picks up the kill. Can he trade it back? It doesn't matter because Lux is in the middle lane, bottom lane, picking up kills. Amazing is forced to run away before giving up the double kill. Amazing, what are you doing, buddy?
I mean, we may as well call Master... Oh my god, they even gave the Rift Herald over to Zach.
He just kind of walked up and was like...
Why do you walk away from that? Are you scared of the 1v1 from the Zach? Oh no.
Well, Zach just kind of walked up and was like, wait, this is mine now? Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Zach
buddy.
Literally walked up and just auto-attacked that Rift Herald to death from 800 HP. Oh god.
They really cannot get this control war. They've tried like 3 times now. They're kind of struggling.
We may as well call our Master Yi just straight up amazing. And I don't mean the adjective, I mean the jungler. Because he's doing a really good job at screwing over his teammates.
Hey now, he's doing pretty good on the monkeys right now.
I don't know, he really hesitated on helping.
Oh no!
Body slam. He really hesitated on helping out his Gragas. He comes up too late. Gragas goes down anyway, and then he almost dies himself. So he gets neither the Rift Herald nor the gank. Really, he seems like he's just a little confused at what he wants to be doing right now.
These things happen.
Look at that vision control in the top lane as well, though. I did mention earlier when the Zac was locked in, Elder League doesn't have the same kind of vision control you'd expect from an LCS team. But that's some very nice vision in the top lane. I'm curious how they managed to accomplish that.
Well, that's all blue wards
on the Zac.
That's all blue wards, which is the Zac's team. So they actually still have zero vision on the Zac himself.
Right. I am very impressed with how they managed to establish that vision, however. Squid's words, they managed to keep tabs on the Yi for the most part, a little bit trading back and forth.
Oh, he does get Tibbers stunned! The Alpha Strike follows him in, pop the passive Tempered Fate onto Leona. Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands onto the Master Yi, however. Chick picks up a kill in the mid lane. And just going to walk out after that. No more Rift-Herald thoughts. No more really engaged potential either.
Speaking of Rift Herald, it's halfway gone already. They're going to have to decide where they want to assign this Rift Herald soon, or they're going to lose it.
And once again, back to the control ward. There's no enchanted crystal arrow. Ouchies takes the tunnel to safety. And the control ward survives.
For now. Looks like Bard's not done yet. Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, yeah, it goes down, but there's tons of damage onto Ouchies.
He really just wants to get rid of that vision. Maybe they want to make a play on the bottom lane, or he just really wants that control ward gold. I don't know.
Considering that his jungler's been very top-centric, I don't think they're really thinking about ganks right now. And Annie hasn't really moved either. But Annie has completed that Rod of Ages up to 5 stacks already, too.
Here comes Rift Herald mid lane.
Popped in... I couldn't see it on my screen, so I thought it fizzled, and I was like, oh, that's horrible. But, so now, what do we see? Chicks doesn't have stun.
Darius has no TP yet either.
Raven Smash not going to connect the body slam, and then just kind of eats a ton of damage. Stretching Strikes comes in, but the Rift Herald goes down. And they haven't secured the tower.
I do love that roam. We can see that Bard was busy coming up as well. Gragas decided, hey, you know what? I'm doing decently in this lane. Uh-oh. Spoke too soon.
Tempted Fate not available. Slow onto Iris. Gets the slow. Oh! Stun! What is that stun?
Did he just...
Enchanted Crystal Arrow flies way out the back of the lane. But that stun is why Bard is a dumb champion.
He just predicted it. He predicted the flash. I just looked back at it. He legitimately just predicted that.
The issue with Bard Q is that once the first part connects, no matter what, the second part will connect based on where the first part landed. Oh, the flash in from Horseman into the head chop means the kill. Now they're on to the Cloud Drake. It's gonna be the second one going down to Squidward's. No, that's Sparks Plugs. They traded sides. So Sparkplugs now has an Ocean, a Drake to their name, and there's going to be a second Drake coming up in 5 minutes.
You definitively called it, though. That's a Lichbane first for a Gragas top.
I wasn't supposed to be right!
I know, I was really hoping that was just a little bit of, you know, just a joke, but... No, this was not just a prank. We're going to have an AP Gragas in the top lane, who is currently losing the 1v1 into the Darius.
Gragas top lane, gone sexual. Coming soon to an Ascension eSports YouTube channel near you.
This is a family stream, Doctor.
Is it though? We have someone named Amazing Wing Wang. Let's be real here.
Ooh.
I think we threw Family Show out the window. And actually, I want to direct your look to another questionable purchase. We're going to be seeing Rage Blade Amazing Master Yi.
Along with the Essence Reaver again on the Lucian.
I know these teams have coaches. Can somebody please teach them how to build Lucian?
I don't understand exactly what's going
on. Holy
moly,
what is that damage?
Oh, God.
Raven Smash gets completely decimated. Wing Wang wants to go in, lets bounce, not going to connect on anybody, throws down the cheeky smite just to say, get out of here, you ding-dang kid. But gonna maybe fight over this control ward. Control ward wars not over just yet, but now they are. Goes over to Squid's wards.
That's the thing, though. If you're building AP Gragas anyway, I mean, it might just be he actually doesn't know what you're supposed to build on AP Gragas. But everyone I've seen, if they go for the Sheen, it's an optional. You go for the Sheen, it's a lot of extra damage, it helps you clear waves, the mana's nice, but then you build like a few different items you really can build, but the most popular being the Proto Belt next. That's HP, that gives you tankiness, this gives you nothing.
Oh, Tibbers comes in, Hippoptimus Prime flashes, but not in time, goes down, kills going over, once again, 2 Sparkplugs.
Yeah, not quite sure what the thought processes are.
So actually, you were talking about this first item from Darius. Now that we know that it's an AP Gragas, it actually makes sense. because now that Spirit Visage, you have the magic resist, you have the boosted healing every time you land a Decimate. Amazing Wing Wing, though, says, hey, hello, let me grab that Ashe, and trying to get away, not in time.
Oh!
Amazing flashes into the wall, but doesn't go down. Banshee's Veil does get popped onto Corrin, but everybody from then on stays alive, but more jumps in from Ravens, man.
Well, the problem is, the entire idea of the AP Gragas is you whittled him down a little bit like he's currently doing, and then you go in for one last all-in with Surprising Burst.
Which, I think this is it. I don't think
he's got another Q up. Oh, he misses the Q. Goes too early. He's done. Goodbye.
The 1v1! It goes over to Darius. It doesn't go to Darius. It's against Darius. Hipoptimus doesn't land the stretching strikes, however.
No, that's the problem with the Spirit Visage, though. It's fantastic in really long trades. When you keep managing to get the healing for it, you get to utilize the CDR. If you just let the Gragas body slam into you over and over again, that's how you guys trade. Hey, hit me with your body slam, auto me with your W Lichbane, and then Q me over and over again. And then once in a while, I'll land a Q on you in return. You don't win that. That's not what Spirit Visage is for. You need to make sure you're actually still winning the trades that you decide to take.
Oh, what are you doing? That's a lot of damage.
Oh, the double red trinket in return.
I don't think Iris knew they were there. Holy moly, tons of damage landing on to the Lucian. Huge stun coming in from the Bard.
Nice
now Zac is stuck in place. Let's bounces him into oblivion. Now the TP coming in to keep him alive. That's so cheeky. Zac will not be dying just yet.
What?
No stun coming in. The flash in from Kodacic gets exhausted. Doesn't get the kill just yet. Double kill for the AP Gragas, however. They're going to take that all the way to the bank. They're going to move their way to the top side, but still, they're going to have an eye out. Ouchies, though, taken super duper low, taken out. Corrin the Cat trying to make work come in, but Amazing Wing Wing wants to take it for himself. Now it's Horseman 4 in a 1v4. Can he get anything done? I actually don't know. Is going to get caught here. Wing Wang gets dragged in. Amazing Chanting Crystal Arrow lands onto the Lucian. Corrin the Cat is going to go down to Ravensman. Now it's Horseman 4 in a 1v3. The Flash Decimate doesn't connect for the kill, but he's still trying. Double kill coming in there, actually. Shut down. One after another, and they keep their tower alive. That was a lot.
Plugs have actually done it. Remember, can you recall what I said this composition was when it was first made in Champion Select?
Bad.
It is absolutely solo queue-esque. And Sparks Plugs have managed to utilize that solo queue aspect to its full potential. Random 5v5 fights in the topside jungle that go on for so long, Ashe can get caught out, die, and have the time to walk all the way back up to the fight before it's done. These are some of the scrappiest fights we have seen in the Elder League for a while, and a big reason for that is the non-traditional picks, but also I do like nobody in this game is afraid to use abilities and summoner spells. We don't see people going down when they still have Flash or Ignite available. They're willing to use everything to try and make plays and get picks and get kills. And what it does show, although it does show a little
amazing, what are you doing?
Oh,
the smite comes in to block down the damage. Gets some help though. Corrin not going to be able to pick up that kill. Killing spree for Lux. But now the stun actually doesn't connect. However, Tempered Fate lands onto 2. Iris is caught. Body slam into the Incinerate. Let's bounce onto 3 members though. However, it's not enough. Goes down in the end. Leona's on the run. Takes a full culling. That was a lot of damage. And that is another Ocean Drake going over to Sparks Plugs. In all honesty, I think at this point we're seeing game 3. Unless something catastrophically goes wrong.
No. We have no idea if this is going to 3 games yet.
I think it is.
This is solo queue. Neither team has won until one of the Nexuses explodes. Nexi.
That's not what you said last game. I will clip that last game where you said, nope,
solo.
write it off, throw it in the bin,
solo queue.
throw it in the dumpster.
Oh, look at that H arrow!
It hit Tibbers!
Planned? She literally threw that from Fountain! And it's gonna hit Yi. Okay. Alright. Well, back to Fountain for you, Yi.
It's like, oh darn, my move speed's gone. Gosh darn it.
Completely negates the home guards. Absolutely strategic play right there.
Hashtag all planned. He knew that if Master Yi wasn't on the map, he couldn't kill him.
We have got, in the same game, Darius, AP Gragas, Master Yi,
Attack speed
Mid
Master
Annie,
Yi.
Essence Reaver Lucian. This isn't a game that was planned out thoroughly. This is a game...
Does get the unraveled earth. That's the cue. I play a lot of Talia, I'm not gonna lie, and I actually don't know 2 of her ability names or her passive. I just call it long.
You don't even know how to say her name correctly.
Talia? That's how you say her name. Talia. Sorry.
There we go. It's like the whole Shaco Shaco debate.
No, if you say
which I'm also right about too.
Hold on. How do I say Shaco? Yeah, I say Shaco.
Good. Alright, so you're the right side. It's like the right Twix and the left Twix, but, you know, with an actual winner.
But an actual answer. So, Raven Smash gonna land on to the Talia. Corrin's HP is just gone. Let's Bounce gonna miss everybody. The Tibbers can't connect either. The stun lands onto everybody. How does Amazing survive? He's turning out off the outside. Here comes the axe, though. Horseman does get 1 kill, doesn't get a set. Oh, he does get a double kill. What is that? Raven's man is going to go down in the backside to Corrin as well. But now Lux is trying to do whatever Luxes do. Does get exhausted, has not enough damage. Shutdown coming in from Leona. And what just happened?
What just happened is solo queue. I don't know how many times I have to say this. These teams aren't really planning out what they want to do. They're just seeing champions and killing champions. Seeing Baron and kill Baron. They're not actually quite sure how to utilize these compositions. They're just really throwing themselves at each other and trying to out-team fight. And that's really how this game's going to be decided. Which team can team fight better and which team can catch the other one out first.
Tempered Fate goes in, so does the Weaver's Wall, and now I think Ouchies is going to feel a couple of them.
Through that?
I don't think it matters, because it's dead.
Right. He completely forgot he could actually tunnel through that. Alright, I was about to say you're not supposed to use your Weaver's Wall just for a Bard, but I guess that works out if the Bard doesn't know you can eat through the Weaver's Wall.
I mean, they got the tower too, which is pretty helpful. It cuts off the minions, but...
I cut off the minion, well, I guess.
Oh, no.
God,
oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no! They are still continuing on to Horseman, though. He gets a 3-man apprehend. Does get the 5th stack, gets the head chomp, gets the kill. He can reset! He can end it! He can get the triple kill! The flash comes out from Lux. Horseman doesn't want to run through the culling because there's just too much damage. But in a 3v1, he takes 2.
That was unbelievably disgusting. And I don't know what was worse, seeing a Darius just tank all that damage, or seeing a Gragas miss all that damage.
Hey, he has 3 skill shots, and he only missed 2 of them.
Please. He's building a catalyst item, 3rd item. I really don't want to know what that is. If that's a Rod of Ages, you can start solo casting, by the way. Well,
the issue is he already has the Proto Belt, so it has to be a Rod of I can't have... I don't believe
going to tilt.
I don't believe you can have a Proto Belt and a GLC 700 820.
You can buy them, you just can't utilize both the actives. They both go on cooldown. So either way, it's definitely the incorrect decision because a 30-minute Rod of Ages is just as bad as having stacking actives.
He's really expecting the late game. Oh, the Flash Tibbers coming in. Hipoptimus is gonna get the Let's Bounce. He's gonna Let's Bounce him right into Corrin. Oh no, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow puts Annie in the ground. Amazing does win the 1v1 with Corrin though. Down in the bot lane, it is Lux versus Darius, and you don't win that one, my friend. Doesn't even need the ultimate. He already beat you and 2 friends. What makes you think you can win a 1v1?
I have a feeling he just really wanted that last wave of bottom farm. And he got the bottom farm. So mission accomplished. He just also gave the Darius another kill.
I did it, coach! Do you believe in me yet?
Oh,
Leona
God.
getting the snare on to Amazing. Amazing's trying to get the damage, but he just simply doesn't have it. The Tempered Fate comes in, doesn't save the Master Yi, however. And that's the end of that.
So
That's
Bard
over.
decided to not use his E to save his Master Yi. Instead, he was going to run around, pick up a chime, and tell goodbye. You know, just wave.
A sweet
Watch the Master Yi
eulogy.
die. Yeah, sweet dreams.
Good night, my prince.
An accurate depiction of what happened to Amazing after he left Origin.
Hey, he won the Challenger Series.
Ooh. You know who else has won the Challenger Series? Coast. Twice.
Yeah, but that's
I
a
don't know
team.
if that's the kind of metric we want to use.
That's a team. That's 5 players. Amazing
Okay,
is only
Chris.
1 player. Weaver's Wall coming in pretty early. It does block a lot of the minions, but like, why?
I'm honestly not
Where are
sure.
these minions
was that
going?
Maybe just to send a message?
Where are these minions? It just went all the way around.
Ah, the backdooring minions. See, these minions have more rotations than either of these teams at this point. Look at the movement. Look at the sequencing.
Half health. Annie can't be slowed. Actually, that's Amazing that can't be slowed. But the ghost gets
ghosted?
popped anyway. Corrin just wants to charge at him. Doesn't get the seismic shove. Hey, I remembered this ability I couldn't remember. Now I can't
Very
remember
well
her E.
played.
It's Unraveled Earth, Seismic Shove, something Weaver's Wall.
Wow.
So
we
now,
can see
alright. So
that
actually, hold
Blackus
up.
flank is coming
How
in.
does
Are they aware he's in
Sparkplugs?
there?
How does Sparkplugs get in here? The flash comes out from the Ashe. Tempered Fate only lands onto Leona. Perfectly timed body slam, however. But here comes the 4-man Let's Bounce. Kind of goes the wrong way, though. Now he's trapped by himself. Does go down. Ravensman uses the Protobelt to stay alive. Ocean Drake now healing everybody up.
Now, I'm not exactly sure what Zach intended to do with his ultimate there, but I think he just did the league equivalent of Get Down, Mr. President, in an attempt to save his support.
He
Who, by the way,
sacrificed
we have
himself
called
for the
both
greater
Leona
good.
and Karma at different points. You should really have a different name, man, if you're going to be playing a different champion.
I get where he's going for with the name. I just refuse to say it
Yeah.
on stream. It's a family show.
Is it? I'm still not sure. We need to get like a ratings organization in here, figure out if this is a family show or not. Because if this is mature audiences only, well, that
We're
could
gonna have
severely
we're gonna have
change
some
the cast.
very interesting team names next season if that's how this goes.
I mean, we're already getting there. What exactly are we plugging up for Spark?
I always see it as like a car. You know, like spark plugs in your car. They're the things that
Right.
make it go.
Right, that's exactly what I meant. But you're a doctor, not a mechanic. How could you possibly know?
Because I'm also an adult.
Ooh. We don't allow very many of those in Ascension eSports. We're going to have to ask you to leave.
There's got to be like at least one. I think Deserux. I think we're way off topic.
Well, I mean, what exactly is happening here that needs to be analyzed?
How does spark plugs get back in this? They have the full AP. They have the full AP Gragas, who we still don't know what he's taking with that catalyst.
You want to know how Spark plugs can
How
get
do they
back
win
into
this game?
Are
They
you
have-
sure you want to know?
Is that how they
Was
win
that
this
Mash
game?
Arrow? Okay, that was an enchanted crystal arrow used to prevent Master Yi from stealing away raptors. Okay, well, back into win conditions. The first step for the spark plugs, they all need to get matching red shiny noses. Next, they need to acquire as many clown afro wigs as possible. If they can acquire these two things, they'll have the full item set needed to out-clown Squidward's. But in the meantime, really, in all honesty though,
I was gonna say, I feel like you didn't take my question seriously. Ouchie here is getting caught up, still gets away. Amazing dives
More
himself into a
miscommunication.
1v3. Huge two-man knockup coming out of Ravensman.
Oh.
Amazing is trapped on a ward, however. Huge stun
Oh,
coming
God.
in from the Bard. Let's Bounce comes in, does get the explosive keg out from the Gragas,
Baron's
but
in
it's
30
now,
seconds too.
it's 3 members down, Baron in 25 seconds. They got to start prepping a wave. They do take the mid tower as well. They're going to get this Baron for free. And that's how we do it, folks.
The worst part is we have no idea of really knowing whether or not any of that was actually prepared. But it looked prepared.
Oh, no.
It was very well played.
Let's Bounce does bring them both into the tower, but Amazing's going to be dropping tower aggro. Never. He's actually going to die. Oh! He dropped the tower, but it does... Alright, he dies anyway. But it looked cool. Pulls in Lux, gets the stun on to Horseman. The body slam, I think it connected, but it was weird. Here comes the Sterix Gauge. Let's Bounce lands on the 2 members. Let's Bounce goes down. Hip Optimus down for the Baron. This tower's going so down to the oblivion. But now what can they do? The Flash Decimate from Horseman. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to connect onto the Gragas. Ravensman body slams through the Bard Tunnel. Horseman is now in his own league. Now he gets the pull onto Annie, actually. Coder Chick is going to go down. Horseman picks up the kill. Weaver's wall coming in. Another Bard Tunnel traps the enemy team into the wall. Lux gets slowed up on the chases. Corrin with no jungler available. This should go to Squid's words.
They're going to have to defend that bottom side, and they do have the HP to be able to take this Baron. Oh, they haven't left yet, though. Gragas and Lucian are staying.
There's no smite, so
no.
Culling coming out, Culling landing onto Horseman. He eats the full Culling.
They lost the vision, the control ward's there.
Oh, what is that? You can't do that! Ravensman! What are you doing? What?
Wait a minute.
What?
You just stole the Baron. Wait, he's doing Elder Drake solo? Oh, we're going to have another collapse.
Oh, TP coming in from Ravensman. He already stole one objective. Can he keep his team for the second one? It doesn't even matter! Amazing has the damage! Elder Drake Baron! For Sparks Plugs! Ouchie's getting caught, dodges the Let's Bounce, and now Hip Optimus is way far away! Amazing's in the back of the team, he gets Enchanted Crystal Arrows! He also gets the Tempered Fate throwdown on him. Seismic Shove takes him down, however. 2-man Apprehend. Weaver's Wall gonna split the team. Tibber's coming in onto Horseman 4, now trapped by himself. Chasing down on the Coder Chick. Does he have the damage? He can't.
Darius. What are they doing?
He now gets the 5th stack, throws down the hammer, but it's not enough. Shutdown coming in from Ouchies, and 4 members still alive, down to the ace. They got aced. They have Baron and the Elder Drake. The closest one to spawning is the Zac at 20 seconds, so they're not going to end here. But what is happening?
So you asked me what Sparks Plugs need to do to get back into the game. I answered you. Seriously, they just need to outclone. What did they just do? They took mindless aggression and they shoved it down Squidward's throats. And it worked. Because that's kind of what this composition does. And also, for once I was wrong, because I'm not wrong very often, but that was actually an Abyssal Mask, Rip Abyssal Scepter, that he built into. I forgot that they keep changing new item builds for the Abyssal because apparently they don't like keeping things consistent.
I had no idea on that item
as well. It's Catalyst and Negatron Cloak. I forgot about that change because nobody buys Abyssal all of a sudden.
I don't... My brain is starting to hurt, and I don't think I have enough water. I'm actually out of water. I'm screwed if this game goes much longer. I might die.
We can swap. We'll keep the Clown Fiesta identity alive. I'll go the play-by-play. You go the color casting, and then we bring an admin in for the tri-cast for the 3rd game.
Well, where's Spark? Spark needs to cast his team, cause they're
literally the equivalent of bringing Rick Fox to cast a tri-cast with us.
To be fair, I would love to hear Rick Fox cast a game, because in all honesty, I don't think he really knows that much about League. I know he plays it. But just to have him on the desk, I think would be hilarious. So it'd
just be like having Riv on the desk.
Hey, you cannot touch Rivington. He is a god among men. And you want to know why? Because your other choice is Freak. And let's be real here.
All right. Okay. All right.
Well, actually,
I'll
you
shut up
got
about
pastry
that one.
time. You got flowers too. There's other options. So I was
How's
being
your accent?
whose accent?
Yours.
I don't
Can you
know.
do a pastry time?
I can't
might
do a
need
pastry
it.
time. I can barely do a Boston accent. Let's bounce coming in,
Oh,
doesn't
boy.
connect. Amazing's trapped by himself, however. He gets the Alpha Strike, takes Iris down to half HP. That's scary. Although, that's now a member down. And
Right, that's going to stem the bleeding a little bit. But you can see they're a little hesitant to continue that push.
so what did they actually get with the Baron buff and the Elder Drake? Because I don't remember
They
them taking
managed to
down...
get a whole bunch of gold, and they got a mid inhibitor.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And I don't know, maybe a top tower? Did they have top? They had top tower already.
Yeah, so they got the...
2 towers and an inhib mid, and
Which is
a
worth
ton of kills.
Which is definitely worth it.
Definite worth.
So they're
Absolutely.
5k above. However, we're reaching a point in the game where I feel like that might not matter as much. We see 6-item Darius, 5.5 item Talia, and I believe that's a full item Karma.
What's important to keep note is almost all summoner spells are up. I don't expect to see too much fighting until they're completely back up. But then again, these teams are so unbelievably unpredictable, it's hard to say for sure. We know no objectives are going to be up for quite a while as well. Baron's still got a good 4 or 5 minutes on it. Elder, not Baron.
The
Elder
other
has a good 4 or
objective.
5 minutes. Baron's got at least 2.5. I don't remember the exact timer, but basically, there's only going to be minion waves to be clearing for quite a while. The occasional jungle camp. We might see another enchanted crystal arrow being used to stop Master Yi from getting another raptor camp, perhaps.
And I mean, I mentioned when we first saw the Master Yi that there were a couple different build paths that you can see here. I'm actually kind of surprised. Ooh.
You see what just happened there?
I did not, but this is cheeky. Pops the Banshee's Veil, doesn't get the stun. Korn has flash,
Okay.
but it's not even timed. Holy moly, that's so much damage. And now they already have the waves primed, so they can push into this tower. Coder Chick is on the flank, even though they do see him. I actually don't know.
Sieging this.
This tower is going to go down for free because there's no way they can defend this 5v4. Baron's up in a minute and a half. Corrin is dead for 40 seconds.
What I wanted to point out was that there's a Zeke's Convergence built for Karma. First instance we're going to see that item being used post-rework.
So was
for
it
those who-
reworked for last week's Elder League? I don't believe it was.
I think it might have been, but people didn't decide to build it anyway. Really, you can only really utilize it on the Karma, honestly. You use that
Effectively.
ultimate so often.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use it on other champions, of course. You definitely can't use it on Tom Kench, which I'm definitely sad about. Because you don't want to be flinging your ADC into their entire team, unfortunately.
So
But,
we have...
yeah, it's...
I don't know what we have because now Talia's alive. They
All summoners up.
can't make any headway on this tower because there's just too much wave clear. But
Talia is... There's the Zeke's Convergence going again. Talia's clearing the mid wave. She might be trying to set up a Weaver's Wall flank.
so there's a
Looks like the team's backing off. They realize they can't get anything more out of this. The inhibitor's coming up soon. Baron's in 20. They want to set up.
There's
They're
also
backing
a
away now and buying
huge
items.
midway or huge minion wave in that top side that somebody has to deal with. So they send the Master Yi back.
He's got full items now. Guardian's Angel, last item. That's very, very deadly. Now they can't just pick off the Master Yi if he decides to dive in, because there's going to be that delayed reaction, going to give the rest of the team time to follow up on any kind of initiation Master Yi might have running into the team.
I mean, he's been their major engage tool for the last couple of fights, and he does get taken out pretty quickly. But if the team's there to keep him alive, that's pretty much GG. And now that he has that GA, things get very tricky because he has the GA respawn time for his cooldowns. He has the Tempered Fate. Corrin,
Oh boy,
playing
going for it.
with fire.
Darius needs a TP now. They need to go now if they want to stop this.
There's a ward directly in the middle of the pit. Baron is down. TP coming in now, that's cancelled, so that is no longer a factor. Oh, ouchie's.
Decent chunk.
Ouchie's pretty tanky, actually, as a bard.
He has a dead man's plate.
Yeah, this game's gone on for
He's-
quite a while.
He's going for Sonic Speed Bard to try and get Cosmic Bindings early on. He's going to have, what, 550 movement speed with that?
It's quite a number. But there's just so much wave clear here. They need Gragas for the team fight, but they also really need him on this split push because there's simply too much wave clear between the Ashe.
Oh my god.
Oh, huge two-man Tempered Fate.
Oh.
Iris is there. Iris doesn't get knocked up, but Leona is down. Zonia's in for the Gragas. Airborne taken down. Koderchik dies. Amazing takes out the AD carry. Amazing is on a rampage. Shutdown coming in for the Lucian. Raven flashes out, gets flashed on, goes down, but Amazing has already taken down the inhibitor. The ace coming in. The Nexus is going down. That is Sparkplugs taking this to a series. Game 3, I called it at like 20 minutes. And
that's it. I don't suppose you have any carnival music in your playlist.
Some what's the one where they just like run through all the doors and stuff?
Or I don't know, you could play Silver Scrapes Marks Edition. That would also be fitting.
I don't know what happens. These teams.
I mean, I kind of like it. At the same time, they've basically given up on trying to do things the traditional way, but if it works, I mean, you may as well play what works. It's the TSM strategy, isn't it? I mean, if they're going to keep giving you Lee Sin every game, then just keep picking it and winning with it.
Yeah, I mean, I told you that this lane swap, it didn't work the first time, so now we see them bring it out this time, and it does work. And, you asked me, is it troll, is it not? And sometimes you really do just have to change the way the game plays. And that's what they were doing right there is they swapped topside. They made it work, even though if it was, questionable, it worked.
Yeah, and in the end, the win is what everybody looks at the most. Doesn't matter how you get there. It's just a matter of if you get there.
All right, so we're going to be right back, guys. That was a long game, so stay tuned. We do have another game for you. This is going to be a 3-game series between Squid's Wards and Sparkplugs. Hopefully, Game 3 is just as exciting as this one. But once again, guys, stay tuned. We will be right back.